Hello and welcome back to another video, and today I'll be talking you through my top travel tips if you're planning on going traveling anytime soon. And this one comes under packing and preparation for your trip. When you're getting things ready into your suitcase, in your backpack, obviously it depends what you're taking. Some people take like a massive backpack, like a 100-litre one or whatever, or a suitcase. I personally took like a 50-litre, 60-litre backpack. And if you're doing something like that, my advice is to roll your clothes instead of folding them, as it will save a lot of space. There are tutorials on YouTube how to roll them really tight in your bag so you can put them right at the bottom and it takes up the least amount of space as possible. Whereas if you fold it, it becomes really bulky and they start to wrinkle and stuff. So I'd recommend to try and save space while you're packing to roll your clothes instead of folding. Tip number 2 would be to create a digital copy or an online folder like a Google Drive with all your important documentation. This could be a photocopy of your passport, your driving license, travel insurance, any tour itinerary or onward flight ticket you may be asked to be shown. Yeah, you can have paper copies, but that can be easily lost and it can take up space in your bag. So if you have an online copy on your phone, like a Google Drive or a OneDrive, you can easily access this information when called upon. And it just makes it a whole lot easier for you if you ever ask for this information. Tip number 3, and this involves when you're booking flights or even hotels or making many bookings involved to your trip for traveling. Go on private mode or incognito mode, depending on whether you're on your iPhone or your browser, on your laptop, whatever. The private version, the incognito mode, use that when you're booking flights, hotels, anything. Otherwise, it will show you dynamic prices if you can see that you're interested in something and you access the web page so many times, it will increase the price over time because it's trying to get you to book and press you into buying basically. So if you use incognito mode or even potentially a VPN, if you have that, a lot of people have success with that, putting yourself into another countries, you can normally get a better deal and a cheaper price instead if you just had it on a normal browser. Tip number 4, carry a small bit of medical equipment for if you get injured, I would say. Nothing major, but maybe a few plasters, maybe some paracetamol. If you're allowed to bring stuff like that into the country, maybe a bit of tape or bandage or something like that, just for little small emergencies so you can get you through in case anything should happen and you need to get to a hospital, but you need to do a little bit of first aid beforehand. Tip number 5, and this is pretty essential if you want to stay connected on the go, bring a portable charger. Make sure it's charged when you're on the go. When you're in a foreign country or a place you haven't experienced before, the last thing you want is for your phone to die, you to be in the middle of nowhere and you don't know what to do. So try and keep your phone charged and keep a portable charger / power bank on you or in your bag when you can so you can stay connected at all times. Tip number 6, if you know you're going to a specific location, go on Google Maps or any other app that does this and download the offline maps of that location or that area or that place where you plan to be. First of all, it can help you avoid any roaming charges if you don't have the correct eSIM or data package that you need to access the information. And number 2, you might have no service, be in the middle of nowhere and you don't know your route back. So if you just download it before you go, offline maps, this can save you so much unnecessary stress. And it's that sort of stress you just don't want if you're in a foreign country for the first time and you want things just to go smoothly. Tip number 7, and maybe this is just a bit of politeness and a bit of etiquette, but try and learn at least a few phrases and words of the countries you're going. Hello, thank you, please. Something very simple. The locals will appreciate it and they always want to help you out if they can see you're trying in their language and respecting their culture. So you don't have to try and become an expert and learn everything in sentences and sentences. Just a few common phrases, your thank you, your please, it will go a long way in the eyes of the local people. And you can probably literally learn it in 2 minutes in ChatGPT. Just type in what are the words and have it on your phone ready to go and it will stick in your mind when you use it a couple of times. Tip number 8, take a photo of your luggage before you check in case it's lost. Like if you go to a hotel and you can leave it in their storage room, make sure you photograph the luggage, what it looks like, and potentially any of the important belongings in case anything should happen, it should go missing. You want to have that evidence that it was there if you need to speak to somebody about it. This also comes under the packing sort of preparation stage. If you're using a suitcase or even potentially a backpack, if you get something like this, these are packing cubes, then this will help you save also a lot of space in your bag. They can be compressed down. They're different compartments with different types of clothing and it really can save you a lot of space in your bag. So packing cubes are highly recommended. Tip number 11, I'd recommend getting a small padlock or a small travel lock for your luggage. You might be staying in a hostel and a lot of times they have small compartments where you can put your bags in, but oftentimes they don't provide padlocks. If you bring a little travel lock, it can keep your stuff safe and go a long way. Tip number 12, check the visa requirements early for the country you plan to be visiting. The last thing you want is to get to a country you haven't checked the visa requirements and you're not allowed in. Maybe you have to apply for a visa beforehand, maybe you can get a visa on arrival, or maybe there's a different circumstance, but I definitely recommend doing it in advance to save you a lot of stress and a lot of time. And a website that I'd recommend going on to do this is passportindex.org. It's a very simple site. You type in what passport you have, the destination you're going to, and it will tell you exactly what requirements you need so you can get it sorted straight away. Tip number 13, this is when you're booking your accommodation. I'd recommend doing a little bit of research when you're booking your accommodation, your hotel, your hostel, and what's around. And by that I mean, is there any public transport around? For example, it depends what country you're staying in, you might have taxi apps like Bolt or Grab. But if you're staying somewhere where that isn't really available, are there bus stops near you? Is there a train station near you? I'd stay somewhere as accessible as possible so you can get around easily and you're not scrambling to find a travel solution every single day. Number 14, this goes for people who plan on visiting temples or historical sites. A lot of times if you're going in something like a vest or shorts, they won't let you in and they require you to cover up a little bit and wear long trousers or something similar. So I'd bring a couple of other spare bits of clothes if you plan on visiting any of these places. Otherwise you have to buy it and potentially pay more than necessary. Tip number 15, this is for quick packing. You know when you wake up in the morning for a hotel and you haven't quite packed, so you're scrambling last minute to make sure you're getting all packed and ready to check out the hotel. Make a little list of just the essentials like your phone, your wallet, your cash, just the must-haves. Like if I left this hotel now and I forgot a few things, but I must get all the essentials, what will those essentials be? Make sure you write a list of essentials, make sure you hit them, and then whatever you do, any mistakes you make, if you've got all the essentials, you're gonna be okay. Tip number 16, a lot of times you might have a few long travel days. You might be taking a sleeper bus. You might be taking a bus the whole day or a sleeper bus overnight or a night train or a long flight. I'd get snacks ready for that. For example, if you're doing a sleeper bus, sometimes they might have one stop during the night or two stops, or not too often during the daytime, and it might not be at the most convenient location. So I'd get ready, get prepared, get any food or drink you need before the day so you can be as comfortable as possible during your travel day. Tip number 17, check local or public holidays for the location that you're visiting. For example, there are days in Thailand where it's an election day or a public holiday when they don't sell alcohol in restaurants. Or even in Bali, there was a day, I believe it's in March, I can't remember exactly, they do a silent day. So if you're planning on traveling or having to get around that day, it's just not possible. So have a little look online. Are there any special days, any special occasions, any public holidays coming up that might affect your travel plans? Tip number 18, try local food markets. This is because they're cheap and they're very, very tasty. And this also links into tip number 19, which is try the street food. And the way to test if it's safe and if you're gonna be okay is normally if it's really busy with locals, then it's gonna be a well-established place with good reputation and you're likely to come away feeling okay and okay the next day. And tip number 20, the final one for this video. This also applies to when you're booking flights. We spoke earlier about booking on a private browser, but also if you do have an account on apps such as Skyscanner, you can set alerts for price drops. And sometimes out of nowhere, you can get really, really great deals. If you put on price drop or flight alerts for a particular flight you're interested in or looking at, sometimes, some days out of the blue, massive price drops occur and you can get a great deal. So those are the first 20 tips I have for you if you plan on going traveling. Nothing major, just tips from somebody who's experienced it and knows the day-to-day of what you might need. So we're gonna do a part 2 of this video as well. So if you're interested, please leave a like, comment below any of your travel tips yourself and look out for part 2. Thank you very much.